My name is Susan Trinder. I grew up in Lant Street. We had the best view of the gallows, and on hanging days people paid money to watch from our top window.
No, Sue, now, you put the kettle on.
Let me see, I want to see.
Susan Trinder. Her mother was hanged for murder.
She died again, though.
Oh, dear girl. Come on, then. Up you come. Yeah. Oh, quick, quick.
My name is Maud Lilly, and I was brought up in the madhouse where my mother died giving birth to me.
Maud, you have a visitor.
A visitor? I can't remember in all these years.
Why is your tongue black?
Shh. Come on.
She's as undersized as her voice is loud. Can she whisper?
Of course I can. Whisper.
Can she be silent? Let me see it.
My mother, sir.
My sister. Let us hope it will remind you of her fate and prevent you from sharing it. Can she read?
Blessed are the poor in spirit.
Blessed.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
I'll take her. I'll send my housekeeper to collect her tomorrow.
I won't go! You shan't make me. I want to stay with you, matron. I won't go!
If our friend had known the ins and outs of this little number, he'd have never been top.
Oh, look at that. Honest as the day. You're going to make our fortune, aren't you, Sue?
Am I?
Ain't she, Mr. Ibs?
I was brought up by Mrs. Sucksby, who was paid to look after me for a week when I was a baby. But she kept me all those years. If that ain't love, I don't know what is.
The Briar Bell. This is where your mother lived. You are to be a lady, as she was. For all her fortune, she turned to the bad. It's to be hoped you turn out better than she did. You haven't finished your eggs?
I don't want to be a lady. You can't make me.
We'll see about that, Miss Lilly.
Keep your gloves on. Mr. Lilly will require it.
Yes.
No one is allowed beyond there, for fear of spoiling his books.
How's her temper, Mrs. Stiles?
Rather ill, sir.
Where are her gloves?
Threw them at me, sir.
Give me your hand, Maud. Give me your hand. You won't forget the gloves in future, will you, Maud? Put them on. Not a cover is to be touched or a leaf to be turned without them. Do you understand? You realize why I brought you here, Maud?
To make a lady of me.
To make a secretary of you, Maud.
I couldn't read. All I knew about letters was what I picked out of stolen wipers. I was a fingersmith. A thief.
You're a treasure, Sue.
Melt down this little number, will you, John?
Treasure? I like to melt her down.
Wait. Don't ask about John, I'll knock your bloody head off. Oh, I'll knock it off. Come on!
Yeah. You just try.
Oh!
Mrs. Sucksby was a baby farmer.
Yeah. Hey.
Paid to look after unwanted babies. Poor little scraps.
Hey, you treasure.
Maud, I neglected to tell you tonight there will be a new gentleman at your reading. An artist, Mr. Richard Rivers. He'll be here for a week, mounting pictures for the catalogue. He'll also be giving you lessons in painting.
So they came together. The romance may have been somewhat unusual,
for that gave it all the charm of the unexpected. And there, as the red sun tinges the sky, and the chatter of birds heralds the coming night, we must leave them.
Wonderful, Miss Lilly. You read so beautifully. If only the patrons of my bookshop on Holywell Street could hear you.
Your words are pure poetry.
Music, Huss. Music.
Thank you, Maud. Rivers, you say nothing. Does it not please you?
I cannot find words, sir. Ah, there you see, Huss. The young rogue has beaten us.
Indeed, indeed.
Excuse me. Now, sir, I have the first edition which you require.
Have you indeed?
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I'm concerned you might find it a little chill after the fire.
The fire is very hot.
It is, you're right. Very hot. Very hot indeed. What will you do when this great catalogue is finished?
It will never be finished.
Come, Miss Lilly, you mean you'll remain here forever?
I have no choice.
You're young, handsome. I say it not for gallantry's sake, I say what I see. You might do anything.
You are a man, Mr. Rivers, and might do anything. I am a woman and might do nothing.
Jack a diggers on a bitch of arts. Ain't you slow? What's what?
Are you expecting anyone?
Open up!
If it's the blues, we're done for.
Open the door!
Sovereigns, under the fire!
Come on! Open up! Open the door!
Damn, my fingers! Never mind your fingers, think about your neck. All tidy?
All right! All right! It's gentlemen!
Gentlemen! Take a tape of them candles, Sue. Put a brew on Dainty.
Gentleman told us he'd gambled away his fortune and was obliged to get money the old-fashioned way. By thievery and dodging.
I worked on the old man's catalogue in the morning, and in the afternoon I worked on her. Taught her painting, that is. Her maid, Agnes, was the most agreeable chaperone. Love, as love will, was finding its way. At the end of the week, the agreeable Agnes gets scarlet fever and is sent home to Ireland. The housekeeper, who with bad grace takes over temporarily, is as tight on the girl as her corset. Said she'd no time to chaperone. No more painting. Damn it, I was nearly there.
There? Where's there, gentlemen?
She's as rich as a queen, Mr. Ibbs.
How rich?
30,000 in ready, 10,000 in funds, left to her in her mother's will. She can't touch it unless she marries. And her uncle makes sure she never will by keeping her close. That house is her prison.
But you're going to marry her?
Oh, then I could do what I like with her.
Won't her uncle ask a few questions about you?
That's why I've become the exemplary Mr. Richard Rivers. I will marry her. With the help of Sue.
Me?
You're gonna become her friend. Persuade her to trust me, to run away and marry me.
Why me?
A fingersmith with a heart of gold, Sue.
Not gonna be a bleeding maid, am I, Mrs. Sucksby?
I'd take my Sue.
Because she's yours, and I know she can do it.
And how would you cut the shine?
Sue will get £2,000.
Don't you do it? I've been a maid, and I.
Stuck in a pin in the lady's arse, as I recall.
She was an old bitch.
You're the old bitch. Think of all the money we lost.
Where is this place?
Out in the country.
Don't know where the bleeding country is. I'm a Londoner. Never been out of smoke, have I? Get on. She'd never accept me.
You're my old nurse's child, Susan Smith. You would have an impeccable character reference from Lady Stoneleigh of Curzon Crescent, Mayfair. Oh, she'll swallow it. The girl's never been to London. She's a bit simple. A pigeon. It'll be a bit of a holiday for you, Sue. And it'll work.
Bleeding long holiday if it don't.
I won't do it. Not for two. I want £3,000. Take it or leave it.
What's that?
Another application for my personal maid, Uncle. A recommendation from Mr. Rivers.
Susan has been maiding for a lady who is married and gone to India, so she has lost her place. Susan is a very good girl, I wrote, but... And I put this rather well, I think. I fear she will go to the bad unless she finds further employment.
No! You never wrote that. You never. Oh my God! What's all this caper? Your job.
Yeah, you have to dress her. Take them off.
Maids don't wear bangles.
Shimmy.
Chemise.
Chemise.
Oh, you have to warm it.
For God's sake. Do you mind raising your arms, miss?
Sue, how many more times?
Bleeding through!
She's a lady. Shy. But she'll pick up like anything with me and Sue to teach her. Won't you, darling? There, you sweet little bitch!
What happens after you're married?
I told you she's a bit simple. Living with her uncle will tip her over the brink. After we're married, I'll put her in a madhouse and there she'll stay. I need your help to get her there.
I don't like that.
It's in her blood. Her mother was mad and she'll end up there anyway. Take it or leave it, Sue. That's for the extra £1,000. £3,000, Sue. And you can have any of the ladies' frocks and jewels. She won't need it in the madhouse.
Is there anything else you haven't told me?
That's it. Now undress her.
I shall be glad to meet Miss Susan Smith. All the more so, Mr. Rivers, because she will have
come to me from a London that has you in it.
Bitches. Ladies, gentlemen, a toast. Sue. Sue. Sue.
Susan Smith. Susan Smith.
Here's your character in Gentleman's Best Hand. He'll see you to the coach and join you in a month's time. Oh, you look a picture. A real picture.
Oh, I had to do it, Mrs. Sucksby. Ain't it a mean trick to plan that poor girl?
Your mother would have done it and not given it a thought. And she'd have had dread about you doing it, but by God, she'd have been proud.
Sue, are you coming?
If they catch me, will they hang me? No. No. They will, won't they? Do you think it hurts when they drop you?
No. Just a bit, but they ties the not special for a lady, so it's quick.
Sue.
What is this sort of talk? That's not going to happen. You're going to make us all rich.
I am, aren't I?
Come on, you'll miss the coach.
Take her quick, I don't want to see it.
We'd never been parted before. I think she took it worse than what I did. Country. I never knew there was so much of it. Mile after bleeding mile.
Miss Smith? Leave that till the morning. We keep early hours, Briar, and Mr. Lilly cannot bear noise. If I'd known how to get out of that bleeding place, I would have scarpered there and then. But when I saw her, I thought, this is going to be easy. Is it right, miss?
That is very satisfactory, Susan. May I call you Susan?
Yes, miss.
Thank you, miss. You read, of course.
A bit.
Well, my uncle is a scholar. Books are a very important part of life at Briar. Please, read me something. Anything.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed. Oh God, I might be taught it, miss.
Taught? No. I shouldn't allow it. Not to be able to read. I sometimes think how wonderful that would be. But my room's in order. Collect me from the library at 1.
You mean I'm to start right away, miss?
Yes, of course.
She was an odd one, all right. Didn't think she was cracked. Not like what gentleman said.
Oh, thank you, miss. You are kind, miss.
Yeah. Go on. You did startle me. I was just trying to put Miss Maud's things in order.
So I see. These should be given each morning to Mr. Way, the steward.
That's his little perk, is it?
The pieces of soap that Miss Maud leaves on her washstand, you may keep.
Thank you, Mrs. Stiles. But I really don't like to. Lady Alice. She would have thought it's thieving.
As you wish.
Yes. Who the devil are you?
My new maid, Uncle.
The finger! Girl, the finger.
You must not go beyond there.
Did she have a name?
Susan.
Softer.
Her name is Susan Smith, Uncle.
Teach her to speak softly.
I will, Uncle. Mrs. Stiles keeps a most careful account of wood and coal.
Tell her we economise by burning the candles right down to the wick. Don't you worry about her, miss. I know her kind.
Do you know my uncle's kind?
I'm sure he's very clever, miss. Writing a big dictionary, the servants say.
I'm sorry, Susan. I should have warned you.
It's all right, miss. I certainly won't go over the finger in future. They're very nice, miss.
Oh, Susan, they're terrible. But I do hope to improve under Mr. Rivers. I trust he is well?
Very well indeed, miss. And sends his compliments. He looks forward very much to seeing you at the end of the month.
Do you consider him handsome?
Lady Stoneleigh considers him to be one of the most handsome men in London, miss.
I think Mr. Rivers is a good man.
Very good indeed, miss.
It's all right, miss. It's all right. Quickly. Quickly get my drops.
It's all right.
I've taken them ever since I came here as a child. I'm still afraid of my own dream. Stay with me.
I can't do that, miss.
Please.
That's how it was. That night. And all the following nights. She needed drops. And me to help her sleep. We were always together, like sisters. Like the sisters neither of us had ever had. She wasn't odd. It was only living in that horrible place that had made her seem so. She never left it. Never went beyond the river. She never danced, never played games. Like me, she'd never had a sweetheart. And as the weeks passed, I forgot gentlemen. I only had that old brown dress, but she gave me some of her own. This is your past. A kind lady with a good heart. A parting, strife. An older gentleman. Very stern. I've no idea who that might be, do you, Miss? Who's that? A young man.
I will. Marry her.
With a good heart.
Don't go on, Sue.
But I must, miss. Oh, your luck will desert you. Oh, a journey.
After we're married, I'll put her in a madhouse and there she'll stay.
Perhaps a journey of the heart.
Show me the last one.
It should have been the love card. But I dropped it.
I don't like your fortune telling, Sue. I want to hear about London. What steps they do for the balls. I shall dance. In London. Shan't I, Sue?
She could dance like a coal lever, for all he cared. So long as she had £40,000 in the bank.
Shan't I?
It's so sharp. Shh. I wouldn't. It's all red where it cut you. So, shh. Sit down. Yeah. I used to do this to Mrs. Sucksby's infants.
Who's Mrs. Sucksby?
Parlour maid went bad, had twins. Open wide. More. Shh, keep still. Shh. Better.
You must have got the earlier train.
It hit me then. How happy I was. And how much I hated gentlemen.
I cannot receive him, can I? What shall I do?
I wanted to shout out to Maud, he don't love you. He's here to steal your fortune and put you in the madhouse. But she wouldn't have believed me.
Welcome back, Mr. Rivers, sir.
Charles, my boots have been missing you.
I shall get them up like mirrors, Mr. Rivers. I missed you, sir.
Mr. Wade.
Sir?
Mrs. Styles. It's wonderful to be back at Briar.
Miss Lilly, how very kind of you to receive me.
Welcome to Brian, Mr. Rivers.
Miss Lilly, I do apologize. I'm in such a tumbled, traveled, stained state.
Would you rather be taken to your rooms?
No. This greeting refreshes me more. It is Susan Smith. I have got that right, at least.
Yes, sir.
Do you like your place here?
Yes, sir.
I hope you're proving a good girl for your mistress, Susan.
Susan is very good.
I thought she would be, with you as her example.
You are too kind, Mr. Rivers.
Well, who could not be? With you to be kind to.
The pictures for the catalogue must be mounted in 3 weeks, Rivers.
They'll be done, sir. 3 weeks.
He spent 1 week on still life. Still death, more like. And another week on landscape. But he got nowhere.
A fresh sheet for our first landscape. You have an eye for the essence of things, does you not, Susan? You just need.
What? You can speak plainly to me, Mr. Rivers. I'm not a child.
Oh, if I could only take you to London, to my studio there. You have no lack of talent, Miss Lilly. In terms of artistic creation, you only lack what your sex as a whole lacks.
And what is that?
The liberty of mind. Nearly ripe, I think.
Drops, bad dreams, good. Excellent. Does she talk about me, though?
She talks about nothing else.
About marriage?
Why don't you ask her to marry her?
I'll frighten her off. I don't miss making the wrong move. Next week the prince will be done and I'll have to leave. You will have to work on her harder. Convince her she's in love with me. Damn it, Sue, that girl's worth £3,000 to you.
I saw what the evil bastard was about. He was going to kiss her. But not on the lips. Somewhere better. Much better.
I'm so sorry I must rush back to that wretched print. You will be all right, Maud. You sure? Hooked, but you must draw in. I'll take these, Susan. Get your mistress back to the house.
Must hurry, miss!
Mr. Rivers has asked me to marry him.
Oh, miss.
Are you not pleased? Sue? What is it?
Surprise, miss. Oh, pleased. I'm gladder than anything in the world.
Then I am sad because I have not said yes to him. How can I? My uncle will never agree. Mr. Rivers says we might go away at night. Marry in a small church near here.
Susan, look kindly on foolish lovers. I'm sure the light's better in the next room.
I'm ever so sorry, Mr. Rivers, but Mr. Lilly wouldn't like it.
What the hell are you playing at?
Keep your hands off her. She don't want it.
Don't want it. The pigeon's
feel out. She have to go to the madhouse.
You go soft on me now, Sue. I'll drop you. My old nurse will be taken ill and need a sweet little niece, and you'll be back in Land Street with nothing.
I'll tell Mr. Lilly. I'll tell her.
Tell them what, you stupid bitch? What you came here to do? She's gone too far to believe you. She must marry me now, or be as good as ruined, locked up here for the rest of her life. On her only way out.
He says if I am his wife, my uncle cannot touch me. What shall I do?
Follow your heart, miss. You love him.
Do I?
Don't your heart beat faster when you see him? When he kisses you? Miss? Oh, miss. Don't you love him? You might say no.
Say no? And watch him leave? Oh, Sue. Don't you think I should then wonder over and over again what sort of life I might have had?
Oh, miss.
Yes. What is it?
Your mother would have done it and not given it a thought.
What is it, Sue?
£3,000, Sue.
Marry him, miss. Mr. Rivers loves you, and love never hurt a flea.
All right, I will. But only if you come with me to London. Will you, Sue? Be my maid and show me London.
Say you will.
I understand the parson is sympathetic to
affairs of the heart. How soon?
Must be this week. And we need somewhere quiet to stay.
I have a cottage you could use. Thank you so very much indeed.
The wedding was fixed. They were going to elope in 2 days' time and marry at midnight.
So, on her wedding night, what must a wife do? I know you're awake. Soon.
For God's sake, miss.
What?
You must know.
I know something from books.
How can you know it from books?
You're right. I know nothing. What will happen? Will he kiss me?
I should think so, miss.
Where?
On your lips.
Is that it?
No, miss. The kissing starts you off. It will come to you, miss.
Dancing didn't come to me. It was very difficult. You had to teach me.
Oh, Miss Maud.
I don't think kisses can start me off. Mr. Rivers' kisses never have.
You're a beautiful young girl. Look, where are your lips? No, not like that. Imagine that I'm Mr. Rivers.
Curious. Wanting thing.
That's right. It wants Mr. Rivers. Oh, I can't do it, Sue. You can. You must do it now. I mean, I don't know what you mean. I mean, you must do it sometime, mustn't you?
I'm afraid.
Oh, don't be frightened. Once you've started.
Morning.
Morning, miss. Oh.
No dreams. Only one. I think. I think you're in it, Sid. Me? You're marrying Mr. Rivers today? I don't think so.
Is there anything more I can do for you before you leave, Mr. Rivers?
We shall be leaving too, tonight.
Miss Lilly! Hello?
If I'd have said I love you, she'd have said it back. And everything would have been different. I might have saved her. I might have found a way to keep her from her fate.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Way. And Mrs. Stiles. I hope it will not be too long before we meet again, Miss Lilly.
I hope not, Mr. Rivers.
Until tonight. Don't be late.
All that long day, I packed, secretly, getting ready to escape from Briar for the wedding at midnight. Why don't you wear this dress, miss? It's your wedding night.
No, I gave it to you. I'm quite happy with this one, thank you.
What are you thinking? I was thinking, this This was the one you were doing when he proposed to you, miss. Six hours to go. Time and time again, I nearly told her he was a villain. But her uncle would have had me locked up. I could hear Lant Street laughing. Me, in love with a girl. I'll see whether it's clear out there, miss.
What the devil's going on? Who's there?
It's only me, Uncle.
Well, don't wake everyone else up.
This way. Quickly, it's all. What's wrong?
I require and charge you, as ye will answer at that dreadful day of judgment, when the secrets of all hearts shall be disclosed, that if either of you know any impediment why ye may not be lawfully joined in matrimony, ye do now confess it. Who giveth this woman to be married to this man? Wilt thou have this man to thy wedded husband to live together after God ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou obey him and serve him, love, honour, and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto him, so long as ye both shall live?
I will.
The ring, like everything else, was bad. He hadn't even bothered to get a gold one. We went from church to a nearby cottage, where I prepared her for a wedding night.
Look at me.
It's cold, miss. Let's get this on.
Look at me, Sue. Come here. feel a woman. If I can feel your lips on me. I feel you inside me.
She wants you to dress her. Maud's discovered the meaning of true love, Sue, and is already halfway to the madhouse. Now we must finish her off. Please see to Mrs. Rivers, Susan. She's not very well at all.
Morning, sir.
Morning. I'm really rather worried about her. She's talking so strangely.
Good morning, miss.
I never charges extra for them unless they go through the mattress. How is she? Taking it hard, is she?
I don't know word for it, Mrs. Green. Mr. Rivers dotes on her. He can't bear gossip.
Oh, the same myself. You can rely on me never to gossip, miss.
She's troubled. Up here, you know?
Button missing, you mean?
No. Disturbed, more like. That's why Mr. Rivers brought her to this nice, quiet place. To calm her.
Calm her? Here. She's not going to get violent and throw things around, is she?
Nothing like that, no. What goes on in her head? You know what I mean?
But why can't we go to London, Richard?
You're not well enough to travel, my sweet.
I'm perfectly well. Aren't I, Sue?
A few days air will put colour into those cheeks.
I hate it here.
Morning, madam.
Everything fresh?
Those eggs haven't been out of the hens 5 minutes.
She doesn't like me.
Oh, Maud.
And I hate her.
Darling, if I thought it would help, I would carry you to the station to my house in London. There's nothing I want more. But look at you.
I'm afraid.
What is there to be afraid about, my sweet?
She ate almost nothing. Took more and more drops. A week of that. And she cracked easy. She thought he wouldn't want her, looking like that. But it was exactly what he did want the madhouse doctors to see. The only thing that amused her was to dress me in her fine lady's clothes, just as she had done at Briar.
There you are, Sue. I knew it. That colour just matches your hair. Your eyes. You're quite a beauty. Look.
Come in.
It's Mr. Rivers, friends from London, ma'am.
This way.
Come to meet you. Is it this afternoon? I'd forgotten.
Maud, this is enough. Will you receive them, dear?
That was your fare, Richard.
Susan, can you spare me a moment?
Don't let them hurt her.
Hurt her? They won't hurt her, she's money. These men are scoundrels. But they're medical scoundrels. And they won't take her today, and they won't take her at all unless they're sure she qualifies for their care and attention. You know how to answer their questions, Diane.
Do I?
Don't make game of me soon. Not when we're so close.
You're quite sure about
Hmm?
that will be all. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Green.
Do you want to go back to Mrs. Sucksby with nothing?
We're friends of Mr. Rivers and would like to ask you a few questions about his marriage, his new wife.
My mistress, sir.
Your mistress. Just refresh my memory. Who is your mistress?
Mrs. Rivers, of course. I see. What was Miss Lilly?
Thank you. Mrs. Rivers, who was Miss Lilly? Yes. And you are?
A maid, sir.
And your name is?
Susan Smith.
You seem to hesitate. That is your name. You're quite sure.
If I know anything, sir, I know my own name.
And how did you meet your mistress?
I was with the Lady Alice Stoneleigh in Curzon Crescent, Mayfair, when she went abroad, and she's grown so sad, and I'm afraid she'll do herself harm.
Thank you.
You will keep her safe so much.
We will.
She's so kind, so good, so loving. You will keep her someplace special where no one will hurt her.
There. You mustn't be so distressed. She's been very lucky to have such a good and faithful servant.
Very lucky indeed.
Now, if we could
This
see...
way,
doctors.
As you can see, doctors, the case is quite severe.
We will send the carriage round tomorrow afternoon, Mr. Rivers. Rest assured.
You're most kind.
Your eyes are a little brighter.
Are they?
Don't you think so, Susan? Oh, such a fool. It only wanted a little company to bring you back to life. You were right. You need London.
London.
What do you think, Maud? Christine Graves is so eager for us to join them in Chelsea. They're offering their carriage to take us there tomorrow.
Tomorrow? So soon?
Tomorrow, we'll go to a great house with fine, quiet rooms and good servants. Just for you.
She was so taken with me in that gown. She wouldn't let me change it. I kept it on to make her happy.
Good day, Mr. Rivers. Miss Smith. Mrs. Rivers. Mrs. Rivers. Don't struggle, Mrs. Rivers.
We're here to help you. It's not me you want, Mrs. Rivers.
Come along now.
Tell them!
Still the same sad old fiction.
I'm not Mrs. Rivers, I'm Susan Smith! Of Curzon Crescent, Mayfair? Yes!
There's no such place, Mrs. Rivers. You know that.
Oh! Don't struggle or you'll ruin your handsome dress, Mrs. Rivers. You bloody swine! You fuckster!
There's no place for words like that here, Mrs. Rivers!
You stupid sod! Don't you see what he's gone and done? Let me go! Let me go! It's not me you wanted!
What are you staring at, Mrs. Rivers? Surely you know your own maid.
I'm my own poor mistress.
That bitch. That bitch knew everything. She'd been in on it from the start.
Poor Sue. She thought she knew me. She thought me innocent. But I was worldly in ways she never suspected. I knew everything. And yet, nothing. Remember that in my story that follows. To understand how I could do such things, I must go back to the day Mr. Rivers first came to Briar. He said he was a member of Parliament, and so I trusted him. He told me he wished me to meet another member, his member for love. He locked the door. I pleaded for my maidenhood, but...
The words are commonplace, but observe the frontispiece. Show them, Maud. The execution of the member for love. The delicate rendering of the crimson tip. Done after Barrow, very rare. I had it as a young man from a stall in Liverpool. Thank you, Maud. For a shilling. I would not part with it now for £50.
But having slipped the bolt of the door... A curator of poisons, so my uncle described himself to me. I was 12 years old when he began inoculating me with poison, grain by grain, scruple by scruple, so I should be immune to what I read, be his librarian, and, when he lost his sight, his eyes. So they came together. The romance may have been somewhat unusual, but that gave it all the charm of the unexpected. And there, as the red sun tinges the sky, and the chatter of birds heralds the coming night, we must leave them.
You don't care for your uncle's subjects?
I'm a secretary. It's a matter of total indifference to me.
Oh, I find it rather curious to find a lady so cool and unmoved by something designed to, stir the emotions.
Most ladies in those books and paintings seem to me to be singularly unmoved by it.
You are very uncommon, Miss Lilly.
So I understand, sir. I know nothing of what I read from those books, sir.
I've not come for that, Miss Lilly. You can get that in any street corner. I'm here to help you. How much do you think you receive when you marry?
A few hundred.
£40,000.
Who told you such nonsense?
Audrey, you're the talk of the shady bookshops in London and Paris. Your readings, and the favours men imagine follow them. Your uncle is a villain, Miss Lilly.
And you are not.
I came here to seduce you. Secure your fortune. But I saw what life is made of you, and I knew it wouldn't work. To a woman like you, it would be an insult. Instead, I want to free you.
You're very gallant, Mr. Rivers. I suppose I don't care to be freed.
I think you long for it.
Go, please. Go.
Good afternoon, Miss Lilly.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rivers.
Will you marry me?
How dare you?
He's lively today, isn't he, Mr. Rivers?
Not as lively as me, Charles. I swear I will not touch you after the ceremony. We will go our separate ways.
Why would you do such a thing?
For half your fortune.
I tell him his idea's nonsense. My uncle would pursue me. Not if he thinks you are in the madhouse, he whispers. But it would not be me who is locked up. His plan is to install a new maid, a compliant chaperone, a thief who will think she is cheating me. Instead, we will cheat her. She will take with her into the madhouse all the taint of my mother's madness, my uncle's filth, my very name. He is right. I would be free.
I return to London in 3 days. I must secure the maid when I go back. We'll never have this chance again, will you?
It would be foul, putting a girl in the madhouse.
The girl's despicable, a thief. She would do it to you.
My uncle will be here at any moment. You must not open that.
You belong out there, not locked up here with this filth.
Go. There was an obstacle to Mr. Rivers' plan. My maid, Agnes.
The way he painted that fruit, miss, you could eat it.
He has an eye for it.
And for you, miss.
Oh! Ah.
Are you all right, Miss Lilly?
Oh. Think she may have twisted her ankle, sir.
Really, Agnes, I have not.
Oh, well, we must take no chance of that, Miss Lilly. It is treacherous ground here. Allow me to assist you.
I cannot just dismiss Agnes.
Leave it to me.
Agnes, every time I looked into her eyes, I was thinking of you. Gazing into yours.
Mr. Wade! Mr. Wade! Mr. Wade! Agnes?
I was shaken by what we had done to Agnes. but my uncle had trained me too well to feel it for long. Mr. Rivers returned to London, recommending the new maid, whose character was as false as her curtsy. Here is the evil little fingersmith who's going to make us rich. Remember, she has to become you, and you her. You have 1 month until I return.
Is it right, miss?
Very satisfactory. She has come to Briar to swallow me up, like a clutch of eggs. What do London ladies do this time of day?
Make visits to other ladies, like you, miss.
Ladies like me? There are no ladies like me. But I grew used to her life, her warmth. She was not the gullible girl of a villainous plot, but a girl with a history, with hates and likings. Yet to escape from Briar, I must despise her, must deceive her.
Miss?
It's not bad news, is it, miss?
Mr. Rivers is coming tomorrow.
Oh, Lord! I must choose your dresses.
This one! For sure. I want you to have that.
Me, miss, but this is your best dress.
I want to show Mr. Rivers that I do so much approve of you. Of his choice.
Oh, miss. It's one of the nicest things anyone has ever said to me.
Really, I can't. I can't, really.
Sue. Miss,
She looked so beautiful. I had to keep telling myself over and over again what she planned to do to me. To go on.
oh, my goodness, miss. I look like a real lady.
She changed even my uncle's books for me. I thought them dead. The words became suddenly alive, full of meaning.
She must think we love one another. God damn it, Maud. There's another hour gone. In 2 days, I will leave, and I will never see you again.
Wake her. She'll burn. Let go of me. I've lost heart for this.
Oh, lost it to a wretched little fingersmith.
Let me.
She'd laugh in your face if she knew. If I told her.
You mustn't.
I'll agree. Do you want to stay here forever? Appear to love me. Marry me.
I can't.
Maud! Miss Maud! Miss Maud!
She's coming.
Tell me a way. Tell you what, miss? Tell me, on her wedding night, what must a wife do? Everything I say to myself has changed. She has touched the life of me. quick of me. But she is ashamed.
I'll be leaving here tonight, miss.
She didn't love me. Her feelings were false, part of a trap. Why should I not trap her to escape from this foul place? The night I escaped, I needed to do one last thing.
How fast your heart beats, Maud.
I told you I don't want that. But we must show the marks of true love. Are you by any chance bleeding to save me the pain?
Do you mean to insult me in every possible way?
Hold out the sheet. The fashionable couple on their wedding night. Sit down here, Susan.
Miss Smith, were you ever a maid with Lady Stoneleigh of Mayfair?
No, sir. That's one of poor Mrs. Rivers' fancies. Ever since her wedding night, she's made up these stories.
Fiction. Yes, yes. Does she read books?
Her passion is books.
Well, there you have it, Graves. The overexposure of women to literature breeds unnatural fancies.
Indeed. Unnatural? Oh, sir, you don't know the worst of it. It's not your shame, Susan, your guilt. You did nothing to invite the gross attentions my wife, in her madness, tried to force on you.
Is this true?
These tears speak for themselves. Oh, come, Susan. You're not to blame. I'm so sorry you were exposed to such horrible things.
For my own poor mistress.
My heart was breaking. That is my story. That is what brought me here.
You were very convincing, Maud.
Don't speak to me or I shall kill you. I have betrayed her.
Mrs. Rivers!
sit, Mrs. Rivers, over there, if you will.
You see, they tricked me! Oh, no! His fist! I knew it!
Hold her steady, man. She may put out her joints.
Mate, you...
We will not have you lying here, Mrs. Rivers.
You can choke yourself and it's no business of ours. Chew your tongue off if you like. We prefer them quiet here.
Welcome to London.
How could we have done this to her?
Believe me, she'll be better taken care of than where she came from.
Are we here? Is this our house? I thought for a moment that was the Briar Bell.
We're near the river.
Chelsea!
Not quite.
Wow.
Come on, or I shall leave you here. We cannot live grandly, Maud, until we have your money. We must wait for the lawyer to release it. Do you want to stay out here and freeze?
Go on, get up.
Mr. Reeves. Mrs. Maud Rivers.
Very pleased to meet you, Mrs. Rivers. Do come in, make yourself at home.
Can you manage a better night than this, Mr. Reeves?
Oh, this is a very good night, gentlemen. A very good night, indeed. Let me take the lady's cloak. Oh, I do beg pardon.
Who's she? How much you going to pop that for, Mr. Reeves?
Richard. Richard.
Mr. Rivers loves you. What kept me alive was the thought that Mrs. Sucksby would find me. And then I would find Maud and kill her.
She lived here. Sue, didn't she? Will you stop touching me? What a fool I've been. What an idiot. This is Sue's house of thieves, isn't it?
Honest thieves, dear.
Get me a cab.
Hansom or hackney?
Don't you dare talk to me like that.
Oh, she's got a dander, ain't she?
If you don't get me a cab, I shall walk. I shall find a policeman.
Never there when you want them, my dear.
Not in this fog.
John!
Use the bag!
Gentlemen, throw it!
Gerald! That's enough!
If you don't let me go, I will kill your baby. I have come too far for this.
John!
I mean it. I will. Get me a cab.
I will do it. My dear, I've been caring for unwanted babies for years. At the moment I'm looking after 7 babies. Now you can make it 6 if you like, or 5. No one would miss them. Come on. Seek the fire, John. Make some tea dainty. Strengthen it up a bit.
Oh, go on, you hit the mark there, Betty. My poor hands have suffered so much recently. Mrs. Frobisher. Mrs. Frobisher.
Do you try, my dear?
Do you want the curb?
Where are you from? Borough. I'm a little out of touch. And the season only just beginning. Are you out?
No, I ain't.
So young.
I'm very much in.
In. That is the first true word I've heard you say, Mrs. Rivers. In.
In. She's
You
in.
keep telling the truth like that, Mrs. Rivers, and you may well be out before the end of the season.
I couldn't bear to wake you, dear. Feed the babies upstairs, dainty. Now, come on now. I can see you're a spirited girl, but you can't imagine we mean you any harm.
I can't imagine you mean me any kind of good when you insist on keeping me here when I so clearly wish to leave.
Just hear the grammar in that, Mr. Hibbs. Here, let me take your glove.
Her uncle taught her to be very particular about her fingers.
Made you read a lot of filthy French books. Did he touch you, dear, where he oughtn't? Well, never mind. Better you're home than a stranger, I always say. I'll get you a nice cup of tea.
You plan to kill me, don't you?
It would mean nothing to me, but she would not allow it.
What has she got to do with this?
She sent me to Briar. This is her plan. She controls everything.
How did she know about my fortune? From some servant?
From her?
You're liars. You're cheats. How could you know my mother? I was born in an asylum.
Dear, oh dear. We're not going to put that together again now, are we? No, you weren't born in the asylum, dear. You was born here. Marianne, that was the lady's name, wasn't it, dear? She ran away from Briar just like you did, only her gentleman didn't do the decent thing, not like your husband. She got my name from a woman in the borough that did girls and their complaints. And did she have a complaint, Mr. Hibbs?
Too far gone to get rid of the poor creature.
She was terrified, poor lamb. As her father and brothers, your Uncle Lilly, they was after her. So I made up a bed in front of the fire like I did for you. And she had her baby right here. Oh, how Marianne loved her little baby girl. Oh, poor little scrap. Then we heard it, didn't we?
The carriage.
Your uncle had found her. They was hammering at the door. And Marianne, she was sobbing. I must name her, I must. But not a name like the one I've been cursed with, but a plain name. I shall call her Maud. Susan. As God is my witness, she cried. I don't want to put my baby through what I've been through. Take my baby, Susan, and bring her up yourself, Mrs. Sucksby. Poor and honest, and she begged and pleaded, and it would have taken her heart of stone to refuse her. So before Mr. Hibbs opened the door, I gave her that I was holding. Because she was born on the same day. Take her quick, I said. So your brother thinks she's yours. She has the name of a lady after all. Her name is Maud.
My name is Ethel. My name's...
You must believe me. Susan. Susan.
I believe you.
That's a lot of comfort, Mrs. Rivers. Miss Wilson believes there are creatures on the moon.
Damn you! I told you that in strict confidence.
Not Maud Rivers! I'm Susan Smith! Susan Smith!
There you are. Back with us. I hope you won't suppose this sherry, Miss Lilly, sherry in a lady's chamber. I could never agree to it, but a bit of honest brandy is a bracer. Got a good mouth for spirits.
I know you're lying.
No, you haven't heard anything yet, Maud.
I'm an orphan. My mother was mad.
Her pa and brother preferred the madhouse to shame.
She went mad when they put her in there.
I knew then I was mad. Only the maddest, whose brains were overheated, were given the plunge.
I'm her husband. She'll do as I tell her.
Shh. Leave it to me, gentlemen. We'll do it my way. She'll do it, believe me. Well, I always say brandy is the best sleeping draught. Here.
If Marianne wasn't my mother, then who was?
God alone knows, dear. I took foundlings, you see, out of the goodness of my heart, and you was one of them.
This is Sue's mother. Then, how do I have a fortune?
Sit down. Marianne took pity on you. A poor foundling, going to a lonely old place like Briar. There was plenty for both, she said. Poor Might'll need it. Wouldn't change her mind. She left half to you and half to her own daughter, Susan. Due on yours and Susan's 21st birthdays in 1 month's time.
And you plan to get all of it?
Oh, no, it's Mrs. Sucksby's scheme. She gets the major share. I'll get a mere £3,000.
Did Sue know what you planned?
No, dear.
You're not only villains. You're fools. I won't sign anything, and Sue's in no position to.
No, you're right. Sue, or should I say your poor mistress, my wife, Mrs. Rivers, is in no condition to sign for her share. I'll be forced to sign for her, thanks to your help.
What have I done? Oh, damn you, I told you, keep away from me.
Leave her!
And what do you want with me?
Well, we still have to collect Susan's half of the money.
You want me to be Sue?
Oh, she's sharp, Mr. Hibbs.
I don't believe you. It's because I'm nothing. I don't even know my name. After I sign, you plan to kill me, don't you?
Oh, dear. You're one of us now. And you're a lady. See, you would be my companion. Because I need a real lady like you to show me how to become one, see? When you have money.
You're ridiculous. You should both be in the madhouse. Pass me off as Sue.
Mr. Ribbs will tell the lawyers he's known you all his life. She is your legal guardian. The doctors know you as a maid. You have no friends in London, no money, no name even. You, as you say, are nothing. And you will do as I say.
I will tell the lawyer.
How you plotted to swindle an innocent girl.
Are you truly so wicked? So vile?
That is vile! Poverty! You think life is hard with money? You should try it without. It is 1 month before your 21st birthday. 1 week of borough living will help you make up your mind.
2 weeks after the plunge, I was prepared to be anyone they wanted me to be. Only the thought of Mrs. Sucksby kept me going. Mrs. Sucksby used to say, people ain't never interested in the truth, Sue, but in what they want to hear. I am Mrs. Maud Rivers.
This is truly remarkable.
I've you to thank, Doctor, who've looked after me so well.
You would like to see Mr. Rivers?
To see him? Oh, my poor husband. And my maid. What? Who has put up with so much? How I long to see them both again.
And so you shall. Dr. Graves. A little test, Mrs. Rivers. Please, write your name. I think it begins with a different letter, doesn't it? Remarkable. The delusion even extends to her motor functions. It's there we will break her. Once your own writing comes back to you, your husband will be here to sign you out.
Rivers! He has to sign me out. Rivers!
I thought about Sue every day, as Mrs. Sucksby struck off the days to my 21st birthday. If only I could escape and get to Sue.
There you are, Mrs.
Rivers.
Well done.
Did you like her?
Sue? She turned out bad, didn't she? But I don't know. I miss her sometimes. She was fun. We used to have a good laugh. Here. You do it. What is it? I don't feel very well.
You never do. Is that what they call a lady's constitution?
I suppose it must... Oh! I need to go to the privy. Oh, I don't want to bother you.
Oh, it's no bother, madam. It will be if you're not here when Mrs. S gets back.
Dainty, I'm really not well.
Oh, come out then.
It's my time of... Oh, it rushes.
I can't leave ya.
Oh.
Open the door.
The men might come.
Oh, but Mrs. Sucksby told me not to leave ya. Maud?
Please. Please help me.
What's happened?
I need to go to a hotel.
Come on. Grosvenor Street! Get up there. Go on. Go on. Oh dear. Just look at you. Such pretty little feet and such finely turned ankles.
Let me go.
No.
Help!
Don't be silly.
Help!
I'm only trying to... Stupid bitch, I was only trying to help you!
I walked through the night, running away if anyone approached me. My thin slippers tore, and my feet were cut and bleeding before I found what I was looking for. The only street that I had heard of in London. The one my uncle's books came from.
Miss, you can't go in there.
Mr. Hawtrey,
Maud!
please help me.
What are you doing here?
You were always saying...
That was at Briar, before what happened. You mustn't come here. You came through the shop. Did the police see you?
I won't faint. I promise you.
Your feet. Good God, what...
Mrs. Rivers, you have a visitor. Are you here today or not?
Don't you recognise him?
We didn't know each other from Adam. Then, it was the little boot boy from Briar. It was that look what saved me. He recognised me. He knew who I was. And I knew what I must do. In that instant.
Oh, Charles. Charles, how wonderful to see you. Don't say how I am, right, Uncle?
What, miss?
I'm not Miss Lilly anymore.
You're... This is a madhouse, ain't it?
Do you know who I am?
It's Miss Smith, ain't it?
Bless you.
Miss Smith, who's so kind.
You mustn't call me that here. And how is Briar, Charles?
Mr. Lilly had a stroke after what happened.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Gave me the creeps, he did.
Mr. Way, the steward, beat me so much I ran away. I've no job, no character. I wanted to find Mr. Rivers, who was so kind to me also. He said I polished his boots better than anyone else in the whole world. And my auntie told me that Mrs. Rivers was living here, and I thought this was a grand house.
Your auntie?
Mrs. Cream, where Mr. and Mrs. Rivers stayed after their wedding.
5 minutes to tea, ladies.
I want to see Mr. Rivers.
More than anything.
Everything else in the world. So do I. And Mrs. Rivers.
Ladies! Ladies!
Have you money?
5 shillings and...
Locksmith. 1 inch blank key. And a file. 1 inch blank key. Bring on an next visit. I do hope Mr. Lilly improves. I must go in file now. Do come again soon, Charles. Thank you.
Rivers keeps you without shoes?
So I should not run away.
You cannot run away from your husband.
There's someone he has done a great wrong to. I must save her. I thought if I can stay at your house...
My house? That's impossible, my dear. I have a wife and children.
I see.
Not now. Rivers is entirely to blame. Having taken you, he might at least have kept you close. He saw what you were.
And what am I? Mr. Hawtrey?
Ah, Thomas.
Should I dispose of that for you, sir?
No. I'll do this. Well, you're home. Mother will be waiting. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Really, you must not.
You seem to forget. I have seen much worse at Briar. Whip your backside until the blood runs down your heel. Second part down, wrong font. They've set it in Clarendon. The rest is in Garamond, I think.
All right, so to him.
I could work here for you.
Impossible.
Please. You have been kind. I think you are kind. I beg you, if you could find me some room at a hotel, anywhere.
It's out of the question.
Blunt Street was foul. It was the last place I wanted to go, but I had nowhere else.
Mrs. Sucksby!
Nobody say a word. Not a word. Fine gentleman, tell her she's been found. Mr. Ribbs, kettle. Oh, my dear girl, come on. Come in. Come in. Come and get warm. Come on, come. Yeah, gentlemen, be quick. Come on. I knew you'd come home.
Please don't touch me, stifle me, smother me. Pretend to love me.
pretend. When Sue's mother came here, people will tell you that I had a baby of my own which died. At least, that's the story around here. Nobody questioned it. Babies do die in Lant Street in particular. Many a time I've sat here, thinking how I'd last held you when you was a few days old, imagining how you'd grown. Your eyes, the shape of your nose I pictured exact, the paleness of the skin, but the hair, I always thought would be fairer. Dear girl, my own dear girl, to have you back after all these years.
Ladies! Ladies!
Remember, meet me at the wall. And don't be late. Of all the burglars' mates God could have sent me, Charles was the worst by a long chalk.
Here, people want to get to sleep.
She says your hands are like Paul chops.
I never.
That makes it smell like one.
Never. After all my kindness, Betty.
I never know bacon.
She did. Oh, God help us, look what you've done now. Am I flesh blazing?
I'll put the cream on your hands first, Bacon. I'll do it, I will.
Small key. Shut up, Betty. Curb Mrs. Frobisher if you sing another bleeding verse.
Just hold your foolish tongue. Why do you want to marry? You know you are too young. You're 16 of your mom. That you must allow. I must still get married down in the ocean now.
Charles! Charles!
It's 2 o'clock. Come on.
What kept me going was the thought of Mrs. Sucksby's face when I turned up at Lant Street. And then I thought of Maud, wherever she was. I must miss, or your luck will desert you. A journey of the heart.
Miss. Come back, miss.
Oh! Oi, you there! Stop, please!
Paul, hey, what are you doing?
Come back here!
What's going on?
Turn around.
You took them clothes without asking.
I had to, didn't I? Your robbery picked up. Never saw Mr. Rivers again. Don't look at me like that. I've never done anything like that before in my life. Don't you think I feel terrible? Stealing from poor people like that. Oh, damn her. Damn her. I suppose you want a piece of this pie then? Charles, there are times in this life we have to do things we don't want to do. I will ask Mr. Rivers to go back to that very cottage and pay every penny for things we've taken and more.
Will you? Yeah, that's just the sort of thing Mr. Rivers would do.
I can't believe that in a few days' time you will be 21 years old. I'll make myself a cake. Oh, thank you. Thank you, dear.
Who was my father? Mr. Ibbs?
No, dear. Your father was a sailor. Lost at sea. Well, lost to me, dear.
Smell it.
Smell it, miss.
London. Oh, the rotten, horrible, bleeding stink of it.
Miss Smith.
I ain't Miss Smith. I ain't Miss Bleeding Rivers. I'm Susan Trinder!
I thought you said we were going to see Mr. Rivers. This is horrible.
So this is horrible. Country's horrible. This is where I live.
This place? And where is Mr...
Tommy Jocelyn. Collier drinks. Always good poke.
Boy, get him.
What is it? Miss Trinder, what is it? Don't cry, miss.
There.
Happy birthday.
Did you take that from the cottage? Why'd you take it?
Why? It's because it's what I am.
You're kind. You're a lady's maid.
I'm a fingersmith, you stupid idiot. A thief.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be a thief. I want to be with Mr. Rivers. You said you promised.
Mr. Rivers? Mr. Rivers is the biggest prick unhung. Mr. Rivers got me put in a madhouse. Mr. Rivers.
Happy birthday, Maud. And to our absent friend Sue. May the day bring good fortune to us all.
Leave her alone, can't you? Stop baiting her.
I will order Madame's carriage.
Dear Mrs. Sucksby, gentleman and that bitch cheated me and put me in the madhouse. Send a signal with this boy and help me.
Go on. Remember what you got to say. Wait. Put... I love you. As I always will. Like a daughter.
Half a sovereign, son.
No, it's got Geneva Works.
I'll open it up, hang on.
Took it.
Mrs. Sucksby.
Miss Maud. Oh, she gave me this.
Mocking me.
What is it? The Two of Hearts?
I'll mock her.
Oh, you gave me £1 for the watch.
Come on. Who's it? Mrs. Sucksby, visitor. Got on his fingersmith and cut with a jewellery. Is that what you told him? I stole your jewellery. You've got some bleeding cheek. You near broke Mrs. Sucksby's heart. Oh! Give me your knife. Give it me! I've got no argument with you, John. Oh, you dainty. Sue, dear, you ain't yourself. I ain't Mrs. Sucksby. Not after what they did to me.
Sue, leave now.
You'd like me to do that, wouldn't you?
Before a gentleman gets back. You don't know what's really happened.
I know you got my clothes. Even got my bleeding bangles. Why? Isn't your fortune enough? Isn't what you did to me enough?
Please, go.
You put me in a madhouse, Miss Sucksby.
You had to put me there!
I wish I had.
To cheat me! To kill me!
I will kill you! You'll fight!
What, cow? You've been down on me since the day I was born. Touch me again, you'll know it.
I never believed you cut with the jewellery. No, I went along with the others because they'd have thought me a sentimental old fool, but I knew deep down. Give me the knife, did you? I did. I thought, no, not my Sue. You brought me up as your own daughter. I thought I'd never see you again, but no, I had a man looking for you. I knew you would.
Sue.
Your carriage awaits. Hello, Charles. My boots have never been the same. Sue?
She's just told me what you've done to her, so you'd better go.
You found me out a villain, Charles.
Oh, honest to God, Mr. Rivers, I never meant to.
Get out! Don't let him go! He'll go for Dr. Christie! Stay! There. You're all right. All right now. There. All right.
Oh, damn it, tell the poor bitch how we used her.
Bridget, don't say any more.
Oh, my dear wife.
Have you no feelings at all?
Not that I know of, but I know you have. Oh, damn it, Maud, what does it matter to you? You're a fully fledged villain now. You don't have to care about either of them.
Gentlemen, will you? Mrs. Sucksby?
Oh, now I see the resemblance.
You see nothing.
Why did I never suspect it? No wonder you kicked and cursed and she let you. Oh, this is rich. Did you know Mr. Reeves?
No, he knows nothing. Nothing.
Stop it! Mrs.
Grace.
My heart!
Your heart? You have a heart, Mrs. Sucksby.
I feel it!
I should get your daughter to do that.
Grace!
Hear me? Give me a surgeon!
No surgeons?
God damn you!
Charlie!
Murder!
Charlie!
Help! Stop the boy!
He's gone.
Who did this?
She done it. I saw her.
Wait. What happened was, the knife was on the table.
Maud started to say something else, but nobody heard her.
I done it. Lord knows I'm sorry for it now. But I done it. And these girls here are innocent girls and never harmed no one.
Maud said she had killed him, but nobody believed her, because she was a lady and a lunatic. Gentlemen weren't a gentleman after all, but a draper's son, Frederick Bunt. The papers said he'd been brutally cut down in his manhood, and girls put his picture next to their hearts. I didn't see Maud before she disappeared. Good job. Or I'd have probably ended up with Mrs. Sucksby. Mrs. Sucksby was so game when the judge put on the black cap and sentenced her to death. She always looked behind me, as if she was expecting someone else to be with me. But I wanted her for myself.
Quite alone? That's good. Just you and me, as it used to be.
Oh, Mrs. Sucksby. What should I do without you?
Better, dear girl.
How can you say that?
Watch me tomorrow. Don't cover your eyes. And Sue, should you ever hear hard things of me when I have gone, think back to...
Oh, I will.
We had a collection. It's not very much, but...
Thank you.
How is she?
Game. Thanks, Tommy.
A lady to see you. She won't give her name.
No one will listen to me. You must tell them.
If you only came to say that, then go. I'd done what I'd done, and that's the end of it.
You must tell them I killed him.
No. I was wrong to send you away. And I was wrong to do that to a girl like Sue, a jewel. I hope she never finds out.
I will never tell her. I came to see you. As well as...
Did you?
Of course I did.
Oh, dear.
Mother. I wish.
Never mind. Justice.
Mrs. Sucksby's daughter, isn't it?
You.
I, Marianne Lilly of Bear Court,
Court.
sound of mind though feeble of body, commit my infant daughter Susan to the guardianship of Mrs. Grace Sucksby, in exchange for which Mrs. Sucksby commits into my care her dear daughter Maud. Get some water, Dainty. It's at the shop, is it, Sue?
I should say so, Tommy. I should say so. Look at me, Sue. Come here.
I heard that Mr. Lilly had died, and so I returned to Briar to see if I could find something to show me where Maud had gone.
Have you come to kill me?
Oh, Maud. How could I harm you? I know everything.
No. You know nothing. You don't know me at all. How delicious was the glow on her ivory shoulders as I forced her back on the couch. I scarcely knew what I was about. Everything now was in active exertion. Tongues, lips, bellies, thighs, arms, legs, bottom, every part in a voluptuous motion.
Are they all like that?
Every single one. I write it myself now. I must earn a living somehow. I'm not the good, sweet girl you thought I was. This is what I am. I know you must hate me. Hate me.
I don't hate you. I'm
so sorry for what I did to you, Sue. I'm sorry.
I tricked us both in. I found this in a dress. Someone read it out to me.
The money's yours.
Did you know who my mother was from the very beginning?
Not till I got to London. And Mrs. Sucksby never wanted you to find out. She loved you. She did, Sue. She said how wrong she was to try and turn a jewel like you and...
A jewel?
Turn a jewel like you into a commonplace girl. I killed him. I pleaded with Mrs. Sucksby to tell the truth, but all she would say was that she had done it and that was the end to it.
I know. What mess you're making of yourself, eh? What does it say?
Full of words saying